Messi, the tax evader. On June the 7th, Lionel Messi was charged of 3 counts of tax evasion. Messi and his father managed to evade this sum of money. But did Messi actually see the inside of a prison cell? The answer is no. Due to Spanish law, any tax sentence under the time of 2 years can be served on probation. This has a negative effect as he is a role model to many young people. This could lead to the young ones looking up to him thinking it's okay to break the law. He has broken the law and set a bad example for the football community. The media have shown this negative effect on articles on the internet.
The second form of media I will be using is television. Television is a great way for people to entertain themselves through sport, the news, or just having a background noise. To this present day, the public are able to watch sport 24 hours a day, whether it be live, recorded, or on the catch-up channel, for example, highlights such as Match of the Day. The inclusion of live and recorded football to channels such as Sky Sports 1 has hugely positive football as a whole, as people are inspired by watching the football matches to maybe go and join a local club. This increases participation in football. But on the other hand, there is a negative side to television now broadcasting live football, as people, instead of actually going to the matches and enjoying the atmosphere, will sit on their couches and watch TV, and they will not get the exercise that their body needs. Influence in the footballing industry would be Thierry Henry, one of the Premier League's top goal scorers with over 200 goals for London club Arsenal. Thierry Henry would act as a role model to many young footballers, and this just increases due to the fact of him being on TV. It gives the children more chance of seeing him play and wanting to achieve what he has achieved in the Premier League, and this will increase participation in football as more young kids will join their local clubs trying to get to the heights that Thierry Henry did for Arsenal. But in some cases, having live football playing in front of millions and millions of people does have its downsides and its negative influences. For example, the Luis Suarez bite on Ivanovic and Chiellini in the World Cup. This would set a bad example to young kids, saying that it is okay to violently abuse other players when they are playing football. The third and final type of media that I will be sharing is Twitter. The main positive about Twitter with football is that you can get minute by minute latest up-to-date scores in the big games around the world, which fans can just On the other hand, there are some negative influences about football, and that is professional athletes who tweet things that they shouldn't really be tweeting. For example, racial comments or hate comments towards other people. And because this is on Twitter, anyone is able to see these tweets. So young people can see them and try and repeat them and think it's okay to speak to other people in the way that these professionals speak. An example of this is Joey Barton's Twitter page. As you can see, he is saying that Neymar is brilliant on the old YouTube, but cat piss in real life. This sets a bad example towards young people who follow him on Twitter, as they think that this is okay to speak about other football players in this way. It also sets a bad example for football in a whole. Technology has come a very, very long way in sport, and it has many positive effects, but it's also had many negative effects on selected sports. For example, what I will be talking about now is its effect on football. The first type of technology that I will be talking about is facilities and stadium development. Facilities and stadium development is the way that the stadiums have come forward into the modern era by using different types of technology. The first type of technology that I will be talking about is goal line technology, which has recently been introduced into the Barclays Premier League at the start of this season. There are many positive effects that goal line technology has on football. For example, the referees are able to determine whether the ball has actually crossed the line, or whether it is a goal or whether it's not a goal. This has a great effect on the footballing community as the results will be fair. However, there are some negative effects in this technology, as it is very, very, very expensive to use. Only the elite leagues and clubs are able to have it at their ground, so they will not be able to use it at club level, at county, or for your local club, as it costs too much money. All in all, I believe that this has got a positive effect on football, as it gives the fair result as the result should be. And for example, with Frank Lampard's shot in the World Cup against Germany, it clearly crossed the line, but the referees did not see it, and it created havoc throughout England as they believe that they were treated wrong by the officials at the World Cup. An example of this type of technology is in the Barclays Premier League, as it's been recently introduced at the beginning of this season. The next type of technology I'll be talking about is clothing and equipment development. Clothing and equipment development is basically the way that clothes or equipment in sport, for example football, have developed throughout since the start of football being created. The second type of technology that I will be talking about is the new and improved football boots. For example, in this picture, these Nike Hypervenoms, they are supposed to improve your touch and your control of the ball. I believe that this is a massive positive towards football, as it's supposed to increase your control of the ball and curve and your touch due to the new mechanics of these boots. There is a downside of this new and improved technology, as it is again very expensive. New boots, for example, which are bought by families, will cost excess of over £100, which some people just can't afford that kind of money because they don't have that kind of money to spend on things like boots, because they'll be spending on other things, essential things such as food and water for their families. All in all, this type of technology has been really beneficial towards football, as because the elite players that play for clubs such as Man United or Liverpool, they are able to perform at their top potential because they are able to get hold of the best equipment like these new boots. A great example of an elite player who uses top-of-the-range boots is Mesut Ozil, as he believes that it increases his touch and his control of the football. The third and final type of technology I will be talking about is optimizing performance. Optimizing performance is a way that a player or a coach manages to get the best performance out of their player or themselves by using the technology to find out their strengths or their weaknesses and improve them. The third and final type of technology that I will be talking about in football is the new and improved cameras that can catch performance, so players can watch back what they have done and try and improve and look at their strengths and their weaknesses in their game. Stadiums in the modern era, for especially football, have increased a lot in technology, as new, very high-tech, very expensive cameras have been installed into the stadiums, so all games are recorded throughout the whole of the match. This has a massive effect on players' performance, as they are able to look back at the games that they have played, also in training sessions, and to see what their strengths are and what weaknesses, and they can work on this to try and make themselves a better player. Although having this type of technology at your disposal, for example, for the people that are actually watching the matches on their TV, they're not fully experiencing the thrill of actually being in the stadium, so they're actually losing that urge to go and watch the game, so they'll sit on their couch and they'll watch it on TV instead of actually going to the game and enjoying themselves and getting exercise as well. So this is a negative effect of this type of technology towards football. Thank you for listening to this presentation. A great example of a manager who uses this type of technology to look back at his players' matches is Jose Mourinho, as he'll sit back and watch the matches of Manchester United for hours to see where they went wrong. If they lost the game, even if they won the game, he will see what the strengths were and he'll utilise these in future matches.